Hello and welcome. Today I thought I would start a new city, and no, what you see on the screen isn't that new city. This is actually my first city. I only started playing City Skylines earlier this year, so I've only been playing, I don't know actually. I don't know when exactly I started, but maybe only 6 months or so, on and off. And this was my very first city. And the first part of that city I built is the part on screen now with the low density residential. So I haven't changed that too much, apart from cramming more houses. We can move around a bit to over here, for example. This is a bit more representative of what I've done on the rest of the map. I mean, all of the rest of the map is this high density grid system. It's not particularly pretty or anything, it's just how much stuff can I cram in. And as you see, that is most of my city, is that high density crammed in look. I mean, down here I did try another lower... Whoop, camera's a bit sensitive there. I did try a lower density style building area, which kind of okay I suppose, but it's only one small part. And the question is, if I start a new city now, what would I do different? And I think one of the ways to find out is to try. So, can I make something more interesting than this? I have some ideas, but nothing specific. So the idea is kind of to try to base it on my experiences of what happens in the real world. The game kind of steers you a bit in that way if you start with the building size unlock option turned on, because you can only build a low density first, and then only afterwards you can build high density. But that's only one tiny part of it. But after a while, you know, you get into the grid system, high density, pack everything in as tightly as you can, and it doesn't look particularly interesting, does it? It's just pack everything in. So the thought is, if I build a new city, what if I take a different approach? Is that plane going vertically down there? Did you see that? I'm pretty certain that plane was almost free fall, nose down, when it came in. Anyway, got distracted. Yep. So if I'm going to build a new city, let's not pack everything. If it's an empty space, I'm not going to stick a building on it. How nice can I make a city? And to further expand on that, I'm still sticking with the vanilla game. I am not using third-party or additional assets. So it's just the vanilla game with DLC. On that note, let's get on with it. So let's exit this one. How do I exit that one? Quit to main menu. It shows you how often I use that option. Normally if I finish a city, I don't go back to the main menu to start another one, I just exit totally. So I'm just going to quickly show you the mods I say mods, but apart from this one, which was downloaded and I'm not using anyway, the rest are bundled with the game. So I'm not using hard mode. I am using unlimited money, and the justification for that choice is basically time. I'm sure I could build more slowly and balance the books and grow in that way, but it takes more time. And I spend enough time in this game already, so I'm going to leave unlimited money on. Unlimited oil and ore, so this will be later for when Industries is unlocked. So I've only ever used it a little bit, and oil and ore is annoying because it takes no time at all to mine everything out of the ground in the game, and then all the stuff you just built is kind of like redundant. So leaving it on unlimited means once it's set up in place it can stay there. Unlimited soil, landscaping without limits. I don't tend to do too much landscaping, but again, in case I do, I'm going to leave that on. It's just a convenience. And unlock all, I'm actually going to leave off. So I'm debating this one. You could argue it's a time saving, but with it turned on, I think it does force you to grow a bit more organically. So you don't just put all the high-tech stuff in one go at the start. You have to evolve over time. So those are the settings I'm going to use for the new city. Let's start a new game. I have not decided which map I'm going to use yet, so I'm literally going to go down now. I'm thinking I want one with beaches, so this one's a maybe. And that's just desert. A bit of sand is nice, but that's a bit too much sand. Doesn't look too nice, that one, does it? What about that one? I mean, that's got a huge amount of water. That's a maybe. So Pearl Bay, and what's the other one? Azure Gulf. Let's see what else we got. Archipelago. Could be a bit tricky, this one. Honu Island. That could be interesting, because that would force you to restrict yourself in a way. And the ice maps. Not really interested in ice. Lagoon Shore. So I think the short list is Honu Island. So what have we got? Not much farming, bit of ore, bit of oil. 45% space. Which was the other one again? Is it Pearl Bay? It's a bit of everything, quite a bit of land available. I mean, it does look more different, doesn't it, that one? And I forgot which one it was now. Azure Gulf. It feels a bit more fragmented, so I'm leaning towards Pearl Bay, I think. City name I'll change later. In fact, I'll take suggestions on city name. I am useless at finding names or things. So again, that's something I can change later. As I was saying earlier, I want to model this on somewhat on a real city, although I'm thinking, how do I do it? Now, one thing that could be a bit of a challenge is, let's see what we got here. So we got the main road just terminating there. One of the things I wanted to do, but I can't, is a lot of settlements, let's say, were tended to be built on main roads between other settlements, and then they kind of grow from that. So this is a dead end, so I can't really do it from that. So the other reason for existence that something like this might have is there's a reason that this road is coming here. What would that reason be? Why would someone settle here? So we got a bit of beach, so I want to do something interesting with that later, so I don't want to use it straight away. We're going to need a little bit of industry. The industry will need somewhere for people to live and somewhere for people to shop. So that doesn't sound too much. Well, you have to do that anyway. So I'm thinking, let's make a start, I suppose. I mean, that's a common trick people use to start with. Do I want to keep that road accessible, is the question I'm thinking, or should I just terminate it in a big roundabout at some point? Because if I do spread on the map, would I want a highway going across the river there, for example? So this is something I don't normally do either, which is a bit of forward thinking. I mean, this will be the prime beach area when I get to unlock more map tiles. So maybe, I don't know, maybe the highway should tee off almost like have one branch there, but they don't go anywhere else beyond that. Although this area, if and when I expand to it, might need it. Similarly, I don't know if I would go that side. Right, enough overthinking for now. How about we get some basics down? We need some electricity. I'm just going to go straight for the coal, I think. And before I do that, let's go back to the road. We need some road to stick things on too. Now, I did just say I don't want to go into a grid system. And I'll have to be careful to keep that part of my planning. So it does kind of make sense that close to the main road there could be an industrial zone here, and then I could do something more interesting without residential and commercial in this area. Let's just see what happens. So I'm going for a coal power station, just so I don't have to worry about power basically. I'm going to put it on a side road actually. I'm not going to put it on that. Well, it's not a main road either, but you know what I mean. So that it's not so much in your face, as it were, as you go past. So something like that. I don't know. Now water, we'll just have the usual. So water is flowing down a river there, so we'll have the intake somewhere here. And we'll have a exit there. One thing I'm always a bit... Oh, I've got unlimited money. No need to panic. One of the things I tended to do when I started out in the game was to build so much infrastructure that I had nothing left to actually build anything for people to work or live in, which, as you can imagine, is not helpful. So I'm going to continue the road a bit. But I want to make something, like I said, a bit more interesting for the residential. Now, if this was in my country, an industrial park or even a business park, you would still have a, shall we say, a general access road, but the actual business units, as it were, would be on side roads off that, not on the main road itself. So this might still be a little bit gritty, but not quite the same way, if that makes sense. I mean, I could break up the flow a bit by doing something like that, for example. And I already regret putting the power line there. I almost wish I used mods now. You know, if I just hide stuff like that. That'll do for now. Right. So one of the things I could try, for example, is building blocks like this. So I don't have to fill in the entire grid. This will give a bit more of a pattern. For example, so it doesn't look so rigid and structured. If I'm not mistaken, I believe 4x4 and 2x4 are quite common units. just so I don't have to worry about coverage for now. So there's a little bit of industry to make a start with. I'm just trying to think, how can I make this a bit more interesting, as it were. Like, for example, I could do maybe something like this. Actually, let's make that one there. Again, it's in part just to break up the monotony. You know, I don't want to overdo, you know, rigid patterns. Is that even a... I don't know if that's a reasonable size or not. Well, when people start moving... Oh, I could have put some more on this side, couldn't I? I mean, that might be more interesting once I unlock that tile. See how that looks when it starts filling up a bit. But again, you know, the idea is it's not so rigid and structured like a grid, even though it's still a bit square. Now, what can we do that's interesting for residential? So I'll probably want a nice area. They like I'm sure people like seafront, don't they? So I'm going to go for the freehand curvy tool. And this is going to go horrible now because I'm really not great at using it. What? Did it? So this will be going to be like the nice place to live for now. And is that a bit of slope there? We'll see how that goes in a second. So that road will need to connect over there. So I'm just going to give it a bit of a gentle curve like this maybe. So once again, you know, I don't want to be in a rigid grid. Now, because of the curved road, it's not a solid structure, so that's helpful in itself. I'm going to... Can I do that? Right, how much of this do I actually want to use, though? I'm just going to pick some, but I'm going to leave a bit of space around a junction. No one wants to live on a junction, do they? Well, let's just do that much for now, I think. Just to start with, and we need the water. Okay, not the most efficient coverage, but they're not going thirsty, are they? Right, and as I mentioned earlier, they're going to want some shop units, so maybe just a few there. And I'm going to push go and see what happens. Now, I don't know if they were close enough to the power, or do I need to bring the power line further down? Just to encourage it to start with. Will that count or not? So someone's moving in there. We need someone to move in here. Yeah, that's not the best look. Let's see how it goes. So they're complaining about power. I know you haven't got power. You're going to have a nice ugly power line in front of your seafront property. For now. I can tidy it up later. Right, how are we doing on this side? Nothing's happening there. Oh, my first commercial unit. Quiet corner shop. Which is not on a corner. Maybe something I should have thought a bit harder about is, before I pack too many houses in here, is, you know, how many turn-offs do I need or want to go inland? There's going to be more connectivity needed. And how much of it will be through connection and how much of it will not. Okay, now we're cooking. So they want industry, industry wants power. You can have some power. So just let this settle down a bit. And then we can start looking at how to expand or where to expand. So you got 3 identical looking laundries. Nice. I can probably change the layout, not layouts, the maybe not then. I thought there'd be lights there, but there aren't. I'll just leave it as is for now. I can probably get rid of some of these power lines. Just double the land value in that area. How are we doing over here? Right, so massive shortage of residential, so let's put some more residential in. But that means more roads, and I'll just continue the freeform tool. I think at some point it would have to rejoin again, maybe to the industrial area there. And once again, I'm going to have to leave some gaps in there for maybe additional road connections into this area. And I haven't even looked at schools or anything like that yet since they're not unlocked. Just something like that for starters. Water's probably going to be needed at some point. Yay! Right, I'll do all that stuff once I've done this watery stuff. The problem with leaving gaps is they're probably not going to have enough electrical coverage. So I might have to give them a little bit of help. Oh, is that going to fit? It's barely. Where would I want to put an elementary school? Oops. Will I just stick it there? Sort of the first area to come in. Would I put it down there? Would I put it on a side road? Maybe on a small quiet side road would not be a bad idea actually. Would that have like quite good views of the sea if I put one there, for example? This will be just a bit more central location is all I'm thinking. Or do I put it there? I'm quite tempted to put it near the shops though. I'm going to put it there. It's done now. Right, they need electricity. No problem, that's that. They need garbage. I could be nice and put a recycling centre in. Because landfills are always problematic in this game. Because they fill up so quickly and then you have to empty them once you get more facilities in. So what have we got over here? I'm just trying to think where best to put it. Or maybe it shouldn't be in the industrial zone either, since it's not actually industrial. Maybe I'll have another little side area here. Just for that sort of thing. Well, that's an interesting view, isn't it? As you come into this area, you come along the highway, the first thing you see is a recycling plant and the industrial area. So I didn't think that part through at all, did I? But I think it's also not unfair to say, you know, this is a functionally driven area, not so much a scenic area. So, although I put a load of houses by the river, it's a case of the river happens to be there more so than this is a high luxury area. At least that's how I'm imagining it in my mind. Need a bit more power down here. Maybe even use that just as an opportunity to link that part with that part. So once I fill in the rest of the gaps, you know, it'll bridge over and I can remove those again. That's fine. Oh, too many button presses there. So just checking, electricity plenty, water plenty, garbage. It'll do for now. Right, healthcare. I'll build one anyway, although I don't really think we need it yet. I'm going to put it near the shops because it's a kind of like if you're in the area for your shopping anyway, you know, it's the sort of thing you can pop into in a centralised zone. So this is kind of like the local centre now. It's happening that way. So in a small place, you would just have the high street. This is the high street effectively, and then you've got the residential. I can't even speak now. Coming off that. So I think that's all I can build for now. Let's just double check. I mean, unless I want some more fancy water features, I don't think there's a lot more I could do right now. Apart from keep growing. So the people are moving in, they have some work. They have somewhere to live, they have somewhere to shop. But they want more places to shop. And they want more places to live. So I can put a bit more low density there, for example. So that will take the edge off that. But we need more places to live. Now, what can we add? Police, fire. We can start doing some more interesting industry. That I think I will have to look at. Organic and local produce. One step at a time. We'll probably need fire, we'll probably need police. So let's just stick those in for now. So fire, I'm thinking I want to put it closer to the industrial zone because they're, let's be honest, they're more likely to need it. I'll probably have to put a second one in somewhere once I build a bit more structure in the roads down here. Similarly for police, again that could be close to but not necessarily inside a commercial area. So maybe on a side road here, just opposite of recycling. So that'll just give some coverage. There's no new buildings unlocked there. Just checking anything else I might have overlooked. So once again the question is, how do I expand a residential area without too much of a grid structure? Now one common feature I suppose of modern developments in the UK at least, if not other places in the world, is the cul-de-sac. Roads that don't go anywhere. And it doesn't have to be a single one either, so I might, let's just bridge one off here. So where would you want to go if that's a commercial area? I could, for example, just continue this road down a bit. I'm just trying to think how aggressive do I want to be on making that curvy. So I mean I could just go straight in with a curve actually, you know, just a little curve like that. And then I could, for example, do something like, I want a bit more curve than that. Something like that. And on this side it could continue around. Is that interesting enough? What I would do at some point is join up areas with footpaths. So for example, if I did bridge, if I were to take a road here, this would not connect to these roads. How would I want to do that bit? Something bit more curve, bit less curve, I don't know how much curve. So this will, I'll give that a footpath connection to there, for example. So that means people can get to the shops a little bit easier. Was that a school? I can't remember now. That was a school. So I might not have left myself enough gap there, but a footpath there would be really nice. A footpath that I haven't unlocked yet. Okay, I'll do that later. Of course, the only danger with this sort of arrangement is, you know, I might be over concentrating traffic, so I've got to be a little bit cautious there. So although there's one group of shops there, I might want to set a different group maybe here for easy access in this, for these people. Don't have to make it all the way over there. Let's get some more residential down, since I can't actually do the other bit yet. I'm just going to leave some space free because again I might want to connect the paths up, for example. So like maybe a path from there to there would be useful if people from this area wants to get to, if I put more shops there, for example. Let's just check how's the school doing. That's okay, it's not too full yet. And I haven't unlocked high school either, so that will be okay for now. Now, if I do a commercial area here, I will probably not make it a one-way road, not one-way road, a cul-de-sac. I'll probably, I don't know, maybe I should just do a big arch like that or something. Which is, again, something that's common here. If it's a service area, let's call it. So it could be shops, it could be the clinic, for example, medical. You want good access to that, so you don't want to put it on one twisty road with lots of junctions on it. Although you may still have lots of other stuff coming off it. Let's just try something now. Do I want to freeform it, or do I want to try something else? I'm thinking, what, up, curve straight a bit, curve, join on there, is all what I'm thinking in my head. And like I said, that still gives a bit of room for other expansion into this area and the other side as well. Now, because I did that so straight, this is going to appear as one giant block, and I don't think I want that. So either I could remake the road, or I'll just have to manually do this stuff again. Something like that. We've got water, they're not going to have any power. We do now. Let's just see how that goes. Put the speed up a bit. Now, does this look nice? That's the other question. I'm thinking I'll probably want another school probably near this area. So this is going to be like a second centre area. It will serve the houses I will be putting up around here. Whereas that would only serve that side. Okay, so that's enough commercial now. The demand's sunk. Okay, we unlocked a ton of stuff now. Parks, industry, zones, and I probably should work on that. Landscaping, I can put more footpath in now. Football, concerts, probably a bit early for the city to put a stadium in yet. And then we got all the small stuff. Canals, don't think I need. So quite a lot of stuff unlocked. Bit of recreation areas. Ooh, sports hall. I'm thinking that could be ideal for this area actually. So this is going to be like the new centre where all the stuff is going. So we could have a sports hall and gymnasium. So once again, I don't think I want to put it on the main road. That's going to get a bit busy, but it'll be, you know, ideal on a little side road. I'm just wondering, you know, how do I want to do this? Because it's good. I'm resisting the temptation to make this very grid-like again. So I'm thinking maybe I'll just extend the road a little bit. That's it. It doesn't go anywhere else. Maybe I'll put a footpath in or something, but that's it. Wrong one. You know, I don't want it to be over-connected, as it were. Oh, that's ideal actually. Look at that. It'll cover most of that area on that side of the river. And it's got power. That's fine. What else did we have? I've forgotten already. We have high school. So again, maybe around here. Do I need another one of these yet? No. But should I just put one up anyway on this side? I'm thinking. What I'm thinking actually is maybe I'll just do a little... I don't know what a word is now. A crossroad, I suppose. But put the schools on either side of it. So put an extra elementary school here, and then the high school can go there. And I was going to put some footpaths down. I really hate the tool for this. Can I get one in there without bulldozing anything? Yes. So that will make it a lot easier for people in these houses to get to the shops without having to go the longer way around. And this I will also continue. Over. Curvy road, please. Curvy footpath even. And I probably want to join this to there. Is that going to cut the corner of that house or not? Let's go over a little bit more, just to be safe. And then also take that path over to here. So the people in that area are now relatively well connected. This area probably could do with more power, so I probably want to bring a power from there to here somehow. I haven't decided how yet. I mean, I could just do a straight path over. Well, before I do that, how many more roads do I want off that road? Because that road doesn't feel finished, does it? We've still got some space in this gap here. So I'm thinking... would it branch off this road, or would I branch off this road into here? That's the question. Because I don't want to overload that road. It's not too bad at the moment, but I still feel it needs a little bit extra something. So maybe, for example, I'll do something like that. So again, it's not joining onto the road, but I'll just join it up with a footpath later. Now, does that do noise? I can't remember now. Does that have noise pollution or not? How do I tell? It doesn't say noise pollution. There's no extra bubbles or anything like that. So I can probably get away with making this residential. I'll say making it, keeping it residential. And then just join up the footpath there. So the people have better access to these shops and the other school as well. How are we doing? Tons of capacity. That's practically empty. One person is using that. Someone has a tax-funded sports hall all to themselves. Lucky guy. Or gal. Now, something I haven't looked at all is a park. I'm thinking of maybe I should have a small one, again near the commercial area, you know, people have done the shopping, maybe they just want to have a chill a bit. Have a chill? What am I talking about? Chill or just have a break, not have a chill. Especially not with all the stuff going around these days. So that's quite big actually. Maybe that side, or is that getting a bit too far away now? So it's still quite close to all the houses. Now you don't want it next to a recycling centre, you want a bit of separation there. But that's too, I don't know, I feel that's too close to the main road, and that's going to get in the way of something else later on. That will be turned into roundabout, I think. The way I'm building up now, I don't want, the only place I could take that road is maybe to the right, but I don't really think I need or want to do that. I can just, if I unlock this map, maybe I even downgrade that road and just let the main road continue that way and wherever else it might go. Park. Playground. A playground's always good, especially near the school maybe. Let's do that. You can have a playground by the school. Have they got the same furniture in it? Yeah, they have. That's a bit redundant then. The school's already got whatever that is. Climbing thing. Oh, I like the looks of this. If you get bored of a park, come down here, check out the river. I want to live there actually. Not too bad, is it? Hopefully that's enough height so that you don't get flooding. Your own private beach. Yeah, I could see myself living there. Some trees and things, smaller houses here. I think I really should zoom in more often, because at this view it just looks like, oh, it's just some houses. It doesn't feel like much, does it? Zoom in. It's quite some interesting variety in houses as well. House styles. What is that? Look at that one. How did they get that one past planning permission? It looks a bit out of place next to all these other ones. Shopping area doesn't look too bad. What's that one? Are you sure that's a shop? It doesn't look too great, does it? So I want a burger now. And they say advertising doesn't work. Ah, crap. Time to do some food shopping tomorrow. Bit late for that now. Right, where are we? We still need a lot more places for people to live, so let's just keep doing that. So, like I was saying earlier, I should fill in this area, I think. The question is, how? Before I do that, I was going to put another park in this side, maybe. So again, maybe one near the college. Once lectures are over for the day, they can chillax and whatever else they do. So this one's going to be a bit more of a grown-up one. So not a playground, park with trees. Ooh, that, I said it's a bit bigger. That's a bit bigger. Boom. I haven't unlocked public transport yet, have I? So that's one for later. Back to the houses. Do I still need that? No. Am I setting up myself for some bad traffic later on? I mean, maybe that could become a secondary main road, as it were. So when I have a roundabout there, that can just curve over and join onto the bottom there. And that could work. So that would just give another access point way to this area near the shops. You've got that side going to those shops and this side towards the industrial zone. So that could work. In fact, if I have unlocked it, small roundabout. Let's do it. Let's put a roundabout in. My first roundabout in this city. How much stuff do I need to demolish? I don't... Okay, I can't demolish that. The thing is... I can't demolish that because that's on it. I can put it back afterwards, it'll be fine. Now the thing is, can I rotate that way? And then that could drop in there. So I'm just doing this by eye. Boom. So reconnect those. That needs a little bend on it. That just looks wrong now. That one is going to be interesting. I'm going to have to delete these, I think, before I do anything else. Can I do that first? So that's a 3-lane highway. I haven't unlocked highways yet. Oops. How do I build a highway if I haven't unlocked a highway? What was that? Not helping. I think that's the best I can do, is 2-lane one-way road. And flip the direction on that. So I can do something a bit nicer once I get the other roads unlocked, but that'll have to do for now. We don't need those anymore. I was thinking about that road could meander down a bit, so let's just... Have I got a snap on? It's not snapping. Oh, I don't want a one-way road, I want that one. And that's not straight anyway, is it? I'm not going to get a squish about it if I delete it and put it back in. Yep. Oh. It'll have to do. Right, what am I doing? I was going to sort of like S-bend it over there. So I don't know how much curve I want to give it. That could be a bit sharper than I thought. Does that look okay? I think that looks okay. So that's an alternate route to this commercial zone, and I don't know what I'm going to put there yet. We'll come to that later when we need to. Alright. Let's see how people are dealing with this. Your first roundabout. Let's just double check. Junctions, no roundabouts, or not no roundabouts, no, what's the word I'm looking for? Traffic lights. Do I want to set up priority yet or not? I'll leave it for a second. Before I forget to do this, I'm going to call it Nice City, which is a nice original name. Again, it's not the formal name yet. We can change this later. But I think I really should save it so that I don't, if something happens, I don't lose everything I just did. That'll be annoying. It might not be a huge amount, but it's mine. And I still haven't put some houses in here yet. Let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah, a good number of people walking down that way. So I'm thinking, I'm thinking I want to put the roads on this side actually, just to keep the traffic away from this road, so that this one doesn't get over busy. So for example, I could do something like that. Is that far enough over to not hit the old houses? I haven't perfected that tool, have I? How about a bit more bend earlier on, just to give it a bit more character? That's not going to fit. Something's going to collide with something at some point. That'll clip that last one a little bit. He wasn't happy. Too many people here. So again, we're just going to have some little footpaths. Just to help with people getting from one area to another. I think across there is probably more useful. How are we doing? 6 people. 3 people. This is not the most cost effective, is it? I need more people, Captain. It's got a nice number in there. That's still quite empty. That one's quite empty. Okay, so as that's filling up, we're seeing more demand for commercial and industry. And industry, I think, could be the first part of the new style industries. So this one is natural resources. That's a lot of wood there. So we could have a forestry industry there, which is more interesting than just generic industry there. I'll still keep the generic industry, but I'll continue this as forestry in some form. Again, I want to avoid a grid pattern, but I think it is logical to continue this as a more or less a straight road, because it will go into this area as well later. Now, how does industries work again? Industry area, park area, industry area, is that one. And then I select forestry, don't I? Not farming, forestry. So just double checking the resources, that is definitely forest. Oh, there's some oil there. Right where I stuck the houses. Well, I still like these houses. Have I stuck an oil rig there? I'll worry about it later. Or I might just do a separate one another time. For now, forest. Industry, zone that area. So let's just say we'll have that much. So the main tree growing part will have to be in that area, but the support buildings can be down here. I'll make it sound so simple, don't I? So that's only a generic industry zone. I have to set it as a forest one. Generic, farming, forest. What am I doing wrong? Didn't I just set that as an industry zone? Because it's not a park one. I just painted that as an industry. Yes, I did. Industry specializations. Farming, that does nothing. Forest, that does nothing. What am I doing wrong? Now, is there a problem because I went off the side of a map? It's not a district, is it? No, that's separate. So there's nothing to do with that. It's not a park area. It is an industry area. What if I just take the corners off just to test it? Why won't it let me? Oh, do I have to build a building to set it as such? But if I have to do that, it makes no sense that I need the other option. That makes no sense. So why do I have that option? let's not worry about it. I got the main building in now. This has set itself up as timber. Weird. I need the other support buildings, such as the plantations. Can I get 2 of those in there? So, but that would need the side roads, and I'm going to get back to my grids again. I'm going gritty. See how that looks before I put any more roads in. Can I get 2 of those in? Once I increase the area, yes. We have a plantation. So although I don't want a very square grid area, I think I am kind of forced to in a way, because these are in squares and I have to do it that way. If I haven't messed up, that should be the next one. Let's just have that much for now. And there was one other sawmill, was it? So that can just go anywhere. These buildings don't have to be in the very green area, let's call it that. If anything, actually, maybe I should have put that on a side road, not on a main road. But I can do a little side road now. Just for any other buildings, such as the sawmill. I do have to be a little bit careful here, because if I put any... That's quite noisy, and I don't want it too close to any residential area. Although I've done that, I'm just thinking now, I'm not sure, does that count towards... Oh dear, I just noticed that's in the pollution. It's going to cost, but I'm going to move it. I could de-zone those, I suppose, couldn't I? And then that pollution will fade naturally over time, and now I can reuse that bit again. What was I saying? I'm not entirely sure if these industrial zones count the same as these industrial zones. Because I'm now wondering, the reason the button didn't work is it's the old industry zoning, isn't it? So if I do that, let's just try it out. So I'm going to paint a different zone there for, let's just do the whole lot. Because if this works as I think it does, it could solve my pollution anyway. So now I go to industry, where is it? Yes, so this is now going to convert itself into woodwork, well, forest industry. Ah, wait a second. Pause. So this productivity is also dependent on how green the map is. So maybe that part should be forestry, but this part can be still traditional. So I want to dezone a little bit of it. Where is it? So only up to that road. Funny looking lake district. That is not a lake district. So many buttons. Let's try again. Is that one the small one? I just want to tidy up a little bit. I don't like it overlapping so much, it gets a bit confusing. The snap is horrible. Right, so hopefully that will stay on as old polluting industry. This will convert into woody industry. And if memory serves me correctly, the pollution levels also should go down in this area. So there's a bit of synergy there, in a way. That needs a different name. It's not a lake district. Where's the lake? There's not even a lake anywhere on the map, is there? Is that a lake? Or is that... No, that's just land feature. It needs a new name. He's still complaining about not having any input materials, even though it's being generated right next to you. And these trucks are going... exporting. Just checking I've got no other buildings. Storage. I should have storage, maybe. Maybe that's why they can't. Oh, where's he going? To sawmill. Yay! Importing. So they exported it, now they imported it. What are you doing? It'll take a little time to settle down, I think. Yeah. Maybe I should just build another couple of blocks of these things. So we've got a load of timber there. Some of it can be stored here. They can make stuff. So how's this area looking? Again, I think this... I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think that's polluting, so this might naturally degrade over time. This will stay polluting. I don't care at the moment. Right, ooh, just as well I checked. Power getting low. Water still fine. Garbage, I really should do something. Do I have an incinerator yet? No. I'm just going to build another recycling plant then. Did I just plunge this city into lack of powerness? No, I didn't. That's good. So that should be okay for now. Education. Tons of elementary, tons of that. We haven't got high school, not high school, university yet. That's really bugging me. Again, just turn the speed up a bit, let the city does whatever the city does. So it's slowly taking shape. I've managed to avoid the grid somewhat. Never mind that, that's just a mechanic I have to deal with. So that looks okay so far. No, you've even got someone parking on it. I can always upgrade the road type if it becomes a problem. So it looks like people are generally happy for now. Boom! Down. Transport. What else have we got? Post. I've got a feeling the city's a bit small for post, but on the flip side it's one of those things, it could be easier if I put it in right away rather than put it in later. I've got the highways again. What else have we got? I'm not going to do heating. Oh, we're going to need a cemetery. Well, let's put that in first because people are going to complain if I don't. Where could I put it? I'm thinking it would ideally be somewhere with good road access, so I'm thinking maybe in this area here. So just... how can I get a vertical road without it snapping? Well, let's just plonk it down there. That looks alright. I've just got to join that road onto, well, any other road really. It's just that funny little bend I'm not sure about. Oh, I might work on it later, but it'll do for now. So, yeah, I just wanted it a little bit out of the way. If you're having somewhere, you know, a bit peace and quiet, maybe even surround it with some trees. Is that under landscaping? How do they look? That looks alright. Just surround that area a bit. So like I said, just somewhere a little bit out of the way. So what do you see when you come in the city now? You've got 3 lanes going into 2 lanes going into a slow roundabout. You still have the recycling, which is now even bigger. What was that one again? Police. And then you've still got the nice industry zone. So you drive in, you see the purpose of the city, you see a wooded area and you might go like, why is there trees there? Got a residential on one side, you got the commercial-ish centre in there, you got the industry there. So that's kind of okay for now. Actually, I think I'm going to stop there. You know, some nice, if a bit slow progress. This is not the 30-minute panic build, is it? So the 30-minute panic build, I would have 5 times, 10 times the population by now. It'll look a mess, but it's just like slap everything down. This is a bit slower, a bit more considered. maybe not quite considered enough. I'm just thinking I haven't allowed at all for any public transport to be making sense. No, 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 it'll be fine, it'll be fine. Everything will be fine, don't panic. Yeah, so I'm happy with what I have so far, and I look forward to expanding upon it. Thanks for watching and see you next time.